It's a fight, it's a battle.
So, how long have you known each other?
So this happened last night. I had a chance to see Creed 3 right before it dropped at the Motion Picture Association in Washington, D.C. And we had a chance to talk about some of the themes of this movie with some great people. There was a men's panel, and the Motion Picture Association was very gracious to me, Team Ramphis, Team Angel, who works with Truth Media. We all enjoyed it early, had a chance to see some great people, did some networking, and then it was time for the movie. And ladies and gentlemen, this was a great movie. And how do I judge great movies from my perspective? Well, one way I judge it, considering my ass is 42 years old and got a 2-year-old daughter, if a movie plays past 6 p.m., whether or not I stay awake in the beginning is a great judge of if the movie is good. And guess what? Not a pitter-patter of an eyelid touched each other last night. So let's break this thing down. If you're finding me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so when I drop videos, you get them. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and I do have now a TikTok. And you can also download the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. So let's talk about this movie, and let me make sure my ass don't say nothing bad about Michael B. Jordan, because if I do, this might happen.
And, you know, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
Corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure.
I heard it.
But nah, y'all know I ain't scared of no conflict, and I'm going to give it to you real and raw. But that face Michael B. Jordan had, that's probably going to be the meme of America in 2023. Now get into the movie. This was Michael B. Jordan's debut directorial action. Did he deliver? Hell yeah, he delivered. Screenplay was done by Keenan Coogler, Zach Balin. Story done by Ryan Coogler. Y'all know that Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan go all the way back to Fruitvale Station, which Fruitvale Station was probably, in my opinion, Michael B. Jordan's greatest acting that he did. And it was also produced by Sylvester Stallone and some others. And Stallone didn't play in this. And he was a little bitter about the way things went down. And it would have been good to see him in it. But the fact that he's not in it didn't take away from the movie. The movie was still a great, great affair. The type of movie that you're probably going to want to go see twice. And so starring in this movie, just an outstanding cast of black talent. You got Michael B. Jordan, of course, Jonathan Majors, of course, Tessa Thompson, who plays Adonis Creed's wife, Bianca, Wood Harris, who plays Lil Duke, the trainer, Felicia Rashad, who plays the mom. Just a great ensemble. And one person that I really loved in this movie, and we'll get to her in a minute, is Amira, young lady who was the daughter in this movie. Now, this movie tackles 3 big issues that tends to happen in America that we all need to be addressing. Number one, what is life like for when someone gets out of prison? You are stricken with a whole lot of stuff that prevents you from making progression in life. So you've got that going on with Jonathan Majors' character, Diamond Dane. The other issue that they made very, very good awareness brought to is inclusionary issues with the deaf community. Amira, his daughter, is deaf, and they do a lot of sign language in this movie, and I loved every minute of it. It shows you how you can bring inclusion into the mainstream and how we need to put a little bit more focus on inclusionary acts in everyday walk of life. And the last thing that this movie deals with is harassment at a young age and the long tendrils that can have plaguing you in the future because you got harassed in your past. Now, getting through all that, let's talk about everything that was good in this movie, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, Jonathan Majors. Lord have mercy. This brother was acting his ass off, okay? Everything on his body was acting, from the sweat on his forehead, to the hair on his head, to the nostrils on his nose, to his pinky toe. Everything was acting his ass off in this movie. And he did such a good job. In some cases, it felt more like the movie was about his character. And I guess in some cases you can say that, But in terms of being a great antagonist, man, he killed it because you can kind of understand where he was coming from. You didn't like his methods. His antics in the ring was that of Ric Flair. So it's kind of like, did he go to the Ric Flair school of antics? And on top of all that, the main course of what you do, being a boxer, this dude was punishing, okay? Punishing. He's a little older now than the competition nowadays. But he gets into a big fight that he basically, in the hood community, we call it nigger rigging. Him and his crew nigger rigged a fight between him and Chavez, who was not supposed to happen. That fight was supposed to be Chavez versus Drago. It was going to be a big blockbuster pay-per-view. But through it all, Diamond Dame meets up with Michael B. Jordan, Adonis Creed, and they become friends all over again when Creed gets out of jail. Now, mind you, the whole reason when Dame got out of jail, the whole reason Dame went to jail in the beginning, 2002, is simply because him and Donnie was out, and they went to the store after Dame won a boxing match, young junior boxing match. Donnie seen someone named Leon that used to harass him in a group home when they was young. And guess what Donnie did? He commenced the ass whipping Leon because he's a little older now. And that ass whipping led to some other people and Leon getting involved. And Dame had to get out his car, pull out a gun. He already had some charges in the first place. He pulls out his gun. He gets arrested. Donnie gets away. And they don't see each other again for 18 years. So that's the back setup. And by the way, if I didn't mention it, this is a spoiler. So I'll make sure that's on the thumbnail since I'm kind of late in this review talking about it being a spoiler. So that's the backdrop. And when Diamond Dame gets out of jail, he meets up with Adonis Creed. He wants to know, bro, why you ain't come see me? I sent you letters. And Adonis Creed never got those letters because guess who cop blocked him? His mama, played by Felicia Rashad, who also hit this shit out the park. She was the first mom I loved on TV from The Cosby Show. Looks so immaculate nowadays, even at this later point in her career, and she can still act her butt off with the best of them. She did a great job in this movie too. But she hid the letters because she didn't want him to get into any trouble with Donnie. She didn't feel like Donnie was a good person to be hanging around with. And Dame, winds up meeting Adonis Creed's wife. He pulls something out of her, ladies and gentlemen, that he felt like he pulled out of himself. She wasn't singing no more. She was producing for others because she had some health issues and things that she was trying to take care of from the loud sounds on the stage. And he kind of felt like, you missed the mark with your talent a little bit. And he's feeling like, I've also missed all these years of being in the boxing ring. And he was just poking and prodding at her. And on the low, my man was dry snitching on Creed's youth because there was a lot of things Creed did not tell his wife that he should have told, that he didn't handle in the right, correct way emotionally. And Dame knew what he was doing. Dame was putting these little feelers out there to the wife to kind of cause mischief, chaos, and mayhem, and it wound up working. And so after Dame beats the living holy hell and heaven out of Chavez, he's the champ. He staged it. He had Adonis Creed's hand broken at a pre-boxing party so that he could get a chance to beat up on Chavez and be the champ. And it got funny to me when he was talking junk to Adonis Creed, and that led to Creed going on and saying, look, man, I'm going to fight you. I'm going to handle this myself. Creed goes on First Take with Stephen A. Smith. And while they're up there, Diamond Dame calls in and talks pure tea trash. Now, Stephen A., if y'all watch First Take, y'all know good and damn well, first of all, Stephen A. wouldn't take the phone call. Secondly, Stephen A. would not let a phone call come in screen, but he let Diamond Dame come on up in there. And so they talking junk, and they talking about how Creed ain't boxed in a long time. And eventually we get to the big match, ladies and gentlemen. And this was a big ass match. It was a Donnybrook, okay? Knockdown, drag out, slobber knocker, spit knocker, duck on a June bug. antelope on a lion type of fight. And one thing that I've learned, Michael B. Jordan is a big fan of anime. So a lot when you see fights in this movie, you're going to see him slow it down, looking at certain pressure points on muscles. That's something you see in anime. And you can tell that that vision and that impression was done in this movie. And from what I've been talking to other people, the women didn't like that, but the men, we all got it and we kind of enjoyed it. And that's what you had in this match. And this match between Adonis Creed and Dame goes all the way to 12 rounds. And in the end, of course, Creed wins. Creed was able to outlast Dame and teach that old dog some new tricks. And then after the fight, they made up. They both said it wasn't anyone's fault. It wasn't each other's fault. And after that, they was like, bruh. Creed said, if you need me, you know where to find me. And they end with Creed in the ring with his daughter, Amira, who, ladies and gentlemen, she stole the show too. Because during this movie, someone just came and took this girl artwork and ripped it up. And you know what Amira did? She whipped that ass, which is what I would want my daughter Elle to do too. Whip that. How you think you're just gonna walk up on me, take my artwork that I worked hard on and rip it up? I mean, the fuck? Where they do that at? Amira beat that ass. And that led to a debate between Adonis Creed and Bianca on what's the correct approach into teaching your child what to do. And in that situation, I get that Amira was mad, but she probably shouldn't have beat up the girl. She probably should have told the teacher. That wasn't a situation where she needed to resort to violence. But I did agree with Michael B. Jordan's character, Adonis Creed, on she needs to know how to defend herself if she was in a situation where she could get hurt. And at the end, you see her in the ring, shadow boxing and about to box him. And that's how it went off. And I would love to see them continue this story with her being older and becoming a boxer. Because if they don't, I know this great director producer named Antoine Allen. And if you guys want to see that right now, get ready to check out his second movie called Lola. It is about a female boxer. And it's got a bunch of great stars in it, from Clarissa Shields to some other big names. And it'll be on the all-black streaming app April 1st. And ladies and gentlemen, my review of Creed, I'm going to give this movie an 8. It delivered. I didn't fall asleep. I love the soundtrack. Shout out to the people that did the soundtrack and the score on this movie. And I love everything from the actors did and what they brought. I would say the best performance in terms of acting was done by Jonathan Majors, ladies and gentlemen. That boy he killing it right now. And while Michael B. Jordan did a good job, he didn't do as good as Jonathan Majors. But keep in mind, the man was directing and acting and coming back and forth. And the two show stealers for me was Felicia Rashad and the young lady playing Amira, the daughter. So post your comments. Let me know what you think. Are you going to check it out this weekend? And if you've seen it one time, let me know if you're going to watch it again. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, get that life game. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and the TikTok. Download the podcast. Until that next Sex is Hell video, I'll see you.